Well, hello guys. It's been a minute since I've done a live. Been rather busy this end. There's been a lot going on, but find myself with some free time. So I thought, okay, let's do a live. Let's check in with the community, see what's going on, and hopefully we'll get a few people joining today. If not, then this will be a very short stream, and I'll just say what I'm going to say. Then I'll quietly move on into the background. But hopefully we'll get a few people joining today. So anyway, hope everybody is okay. Hope everybody's been doing well and getting through your heartbreak. And yeah, it's been a bit crazy this end. I've not been on YouTube as much as I normally would have. I've had to take a little bit of a step back, and yeah, I've had to take a little bit of a break from things. It's been a bit crazy. So I'm still putting out content and I'm still coaching people, but it's just there's a lot going on in the background right now. And yeah, but I'm here today to be with you guys and hopefully to help you through your breakups. So whoever's joining, let me know that you're here. Make a comment in the thread here. Tell me where you're from, who you are, and if you have any questions about your breakups, let me know and we'll get into it. Or do you need dating advice? Do you need relationship advice? And do you need me to interpret what your ex is doing? Maybe they're doing some silly shit on Facebook or some other social media and you need just some help interpreting that. So post your questions, guys. Be great to talk to you. And also, if anybody wants to jump on the stream with me and have 10 minutes one-to-one bit of coaching for free, we can do that as well. You can change your name and you don't need to switch your camera on. You can keep it completely anonymous and we can have a little chat. So today we are going to talk about if I were healing from heartbreak in 2024. So I'm speaking about myself specifically, what I would be doing if I was going through a breakup right now, given what I've learned from previous breakups, given what I've learned from my own personal therapy, coaching around about 1,000 of you now one-to-one through your breakups and all the books I've read and everything like that. So I think the biggest thing that comes up, people always ask me, how do I move on? How do I stop feeling shit? How do I forget them? And when you're at the business end of a breakup, none of that's possible right now. It's quite impossible. So my advice to you guys, and if I was going through a breakup right now, is to let it wash over you, let it be. And I know that's easier said than done. And I know when you're going through it, you just want that pain to go away. But I've often found that the more you try to force it, the more resistance there is. So force creates resistance. And the more you try and force it, you might delay it. You might even soothe it. You might even keep yourself so busy that you're not thinking about the breakup, but one day it will catch up with you. And that's the thing that I got wrong in the first 6 months of my breakup back in 2020. I made myself so damn busy. I wasn't really feeling it. I was upset and I was hurt, but I wasn't feeling it, if that makes sense. These are two different things. There's a difference between being hurt and actually feeling it. Feeling it is allowing yourself to process these emotions, and no doubt you guys are going through that right now, and you have questions, post them. Please tell me what you're struggling with, and I'll happily go through it with you and I'll answer the questions. So I think that'd be the first thing that I would change, is do my best to let it be. Give myself a bit of time every day to be sad and to be upset and to feel the pain, and to understand that it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a long time. It really is going to be a long time, and I've said many times it took me the best part of 18 months for me to actually start feeling just normal again. Okay, I made incremental steps in the process, but it was up and down like this. It was all over the place. 1 minute you felt okay. Well, 1 minute I felt okay, then I felt shit again, then I felt okay. Then it's like, oh, day one of the breakup. And that's what we call a breakup relapse. And I've made a video on the channel about that, about breakup relapse, where you're doing okay. You wake up one morning and you feel like it's day one of the breakup. And it's just to let it be. It's practicing acceptance of that process, of trying to get into a position of when you wake up in the morning, no matter how you feel, you can say to yourself, if I feel great, I feel great. I'm going to let that be. If I feel shit, I feel shit. I'm going to let that be. So yeah, it can be it can be rough. All right, we've got some people popping up. Okay, let's see what's going on. Carrie, hey Nick, how you doing, Carrie? Welcome. Hope you're doing well, and let me know if you have any questions. James, thanks for all the help, Nick. I appreciate your kind and hard truth. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I think when it really comes down to it, man, it's like when I was going through it, one thing I needed more than anything is someone just to say to me, look, this is going to suck, but this is the direction you head for. So if you start on this path now, it's going to be bumpy, you're going to trip, but you'll get there, rather than listening so much to the expat content, which, I mean, look, there is good expat content out there. And I would say, look, I've done some decent expat content, but it shouldn't be the thing that we're focused on. We should be focused on getting ourselves back. We should be focused on improving anything that we need to improve, because if your ex is to come back, then they need to see that improved version of you. They need to see that you've listened, and, you know, like whatever it is that you got wrong, that you've adapted and you've changed. So it's win-win, because if they don't come back, then you've got the better version of yourself, and the next person you date will get the better version of yourself, and that in itself will be a better relationship. So yeah, so I guess that's what I would start doing differently. And I think above all else, I would do no contact differently. Probably the first maybe 9-10 months, I got no contact wrong. And what I mean by that, I was doing no contact correctly by the strictest rule of the word of the book there, but my intention was all incorrect. My intention behind it was, if I stay no contact one more day, she's going to reach out. She's going to reach out. She's going to reach out. It wasn't a case of, right, I'm staying no contact for me. And I knew that in theory, but I just, like, the way I was feeling, I was just, okay, no, I'm going to hang on. I'm going to hang on one more day. And here's the thing, and one piece of advice a mentor gave me, my breakup coach, when I was going through this, and this is the guy that inspired me to be a breakup coach, to help people through it as well, is I said to him, you know, I have this determination, so I don't like giving up. I don't like surrendering. You know, I don't like losing. And he said to me, it's that character trait which will serve you well in other parts of your life is actually detrimental in a breakup. The fact that you don't want to give up is going to keep you stuck for a long, long time. There is no sticking with it or giving up per se. They've given you the answer. They've walked away, and we have to accept that, you know, and not try to interpret it. So guys, I see that there's about 14 of you on the stream now. Say hello in the comments, ask me your questions, let me know what's going on, let me know what you need help with. And once again, if anybody wants to jump on the stream with me, have 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes conversation, you can change your name, and you don't have to put your camera on, and you can just tell me what's going on, and I will be more than happy to give you 15, 20 minutes of, you know, some coaching for free. So, you know, take advantage of it. So, yeah, start asking your questions, guys. And look, always remember, your questions will help others, because if I can give the answer to that question, it can give people answers to their questions as well. So, yeah, don't let me be bullshitting for too long, because I am going to run out of things to say. So I'm just going to be honest with you. Actually, let me just take a little drink. I'm just going to enjoy my the treat I give myself on a daily basis is one diet soda. Health conscious person, but, you know, treat myself to a diet soda once a day. Okay, so the other things that come up when, and this comes up in the one-to-one breakup coaching sessions all the time. So when I'm coaching someone over a Zoom call, and a repeated pattern comes up where they're trying to, a lot of people, and I did this, guilty as charged, they're trying to analyze and interpret the actions and words of their ex. And I get why we're just trying to find answers, but I think that's the wrong thing. We shouldn't be trying to analyze what they did or trying to understand what they did. It's done. They've done what they've done. What we should be trying to understand is how we feel and why we feel that way. Because if we're trying to figure someone out, then that's really that's, in a way, we're kind of looking for approval. There's a trauma inside us where we're trying to still find approval from that person So, okay, what do they mean? And what did this mean? And what did this social media story mean? All that kind of thing. So it's the wrong strategy and it can keep you stuck for a very, very, very long time. And guys, when I say it took me 18 months to feel normal again, I could have probably reduced that by about 6 months if I was doing things correctly. So think about it. All right. Okay. We've got one from James. Exactly, brother. We would really want them back, though. Okay. So let me read that again. Exactly, brother. Would we really want them back, though? We was together for 6 years. After 9 months, she engaged already. Seems shady to me, brother. Yeah, that's shit, man. To be engaged within 9 months after a 6-year relationship is a bit shady. But what I tend to find here, James, when people, okay, I'll call it a rebound. When people rebound that quickly or get engaged within 9 months, that normally says to me there's a couple of things. One, maybe they don't know how to be by themselves. Two, they're using that new person to soothe the pain of the breakup. And dumpers do go through pain, guys. They just go through it at a different time. So typically a dumper will go through the pain and the grieving process before the breakup. The breakup for most dumpers is actually, look, I've gone through as much pain as I'm willing to tolerate, and I'm gonna shut this down. That's kind of what happens. And then they'll have a period of relief, and then they have a secondary period of pain. And this is when people typically rebound or they get into new relationships pretty damn quick. And then they start using that person. They essentially employ that person to make them feel better. And then they start ticking off boxes of what they think they're meant to do. Okay, let's move in together, let's get engaged, let's have kids, let's get married, let's tick all these boxes. Now, if people are in relationships just to tick those boxes off, they're never going to be happy, because real happiness is actually quite mundane. It's actually quite boring. Real happiness. So this is what they're doing. They're mistaking pleasure for happiness. They're mistaking highs for happiness. There's a big difference between pleasure and happiness. Pleasure is, all the fun stuff. It's having sex. It's going out drinking. It's going out for a nice meal. It's doing all the exciting stuff. That's pleasure. And a lot of people use pleasure to medicate themselves. And what I mean by that is to medicate the pain that's within inside them, to dole it down. Real happiness is like, okay, we're just gonna stay in this weekend and watch Netflix, and we don't have to do anything crazy. We don't have to spend money. We're okay being bored together. And so for real happiness for me looks like this. It's not about having money. Okay, right, we need money to have some kind of standard of living, but beyond a certain point, beyond sort of like, it depends what country you're in, but beyond like 50, 60, 70,000 pounds a year, there's no appreciable difference in happiness beyond that point. So even the average earner, let's say that's like, I think in the UK it's probably around 30,000 a year. Most people can live reasonably on that if they're wise with their money. And if they do it right, it's not about the amount of money they have. It's about the people in their lives. It's about their friends, and it's about the relationships they keep, and it's about the relationships with their family, and doing stuff that they enjoy. So for me, like, a perfect weekend for me would look like this. If I'm with my girlfriend on that weekend, it's like we get up pretty damn early, and I'm talking like 6 a.m. We hit the gym, we come back, we walk our adopted puppy who's getting big now. We clean, we get showered and all that kind of thing. And then we might go and grab some food, or we might do a little bit of shopping. We might meet up with some friends. But like most days, if we're doing that, we're back home by like 6, 7 p.m, chilling out with a film or whatever. And that's a perfect day for me. And if I'm not with my girlfriend, that perfect day is kind of similar. It's just I'm doing it by myself, or I'm just chilling with a book, or I'm just chilling with a film. So that's real happiness. It's not about having shitloads in your life, or mistaking pleasure for happiness. And a lot of people mistake pleasure for happiness, and this is where we have a big problem. So if someone is rebounding, they are using emotional painkillers to soothe the pain of the previous breakup. That's it. That's not happiness. It might look like happiness from your vantage point, and I get why, because you're here doing the work. You're on this stream right now talking to me, or people are in coaching sessions with me over the phone on a Zoom call, and they're doing the work. They're taking the pain now so they can feel better tomorrow. Where a lot of time the dumper, and sometimes the dumpy as well, it goes both ways. They will take all the emotional painkillers now, they'll take all the relief now so they can feel better in the moment. Now, that's like eating a ton of junk food. Junk food is amazing. It tastes great. But in the moment, but if we eat too much junk food over a long period of time, we get fat and unhealthy and we die prematurely, or something else will happen. But if we put the emotional reps in and we eat the nutritious foods, emotionally speaking, okay, it's not as exciting and it hurts in the moment, but we get a better long-term result. So that's what we have to do. Anyway, so James, I hope that answered your question. Okay, guys, we're a bit short on questions today. Come on, guys, put your questions in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you want advice on. And again, if you want to jump on the stream with me, just say in the comments you'll jump on the stream. You can turn your camera off. You haven't got to show your face, and we can have a conversation. Where's everybody from anyway? Where is everybody from in the world? So, obviously, by my accent, I'm here in the UK. I live in a place called Essex, but I was born and bred in London. And yeah, that's about as exciting as my life gets. See, yeah, pretty boring guy, but I have a very happy life. You know, there's nothing crazy going on. So yeah, where's everybody from? Let me know. Also, guys, my book, it's still available on Amazon. Actually, this has been selling pretty damn well. I was shocked how many people have been picking this up. So, but yeah, Breaking Up With Your Breakup, a counterintuitive remedy for heartbreak. It's actually got 5 stars on Amazon. Thank you very much. So yeah, if you need more than what these videos can provide, more than what the Facebook group can provide, and one-to-one coaching is not your thing, then look, the book's the next best thing. I poured 2 years into this fucker. And look, it doesn't even look like, look, that's 2 years of work. It doesn't even look like that much, but it's yeah, so it's how many pages is this? It's, yeah, like 230 pages. You know, probably takes about 5 hours to get through. It depends how quick you read. But yeah, that's look, it's the perfect companion. So you can go to Amazon, type in Breaking Up With Your Breakup, and you can pick up the book. And yeah, look, I've had a lot of positive reviews back from it. So yeah. Okay. Such a good book. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you picking it up. Okay, 123 Garble, always appreciate your advice. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Sorry, man. Oh, Emma. Okay, don't know my username. How you doing, Emma? I know you were in my Facebook group, and I know you've been having a rough time lately. Hey, look, do you want to jump on for a 10-minute conversation? Look, you can switch your camera off, and we can have a chat if you want to speak about it. Just bear in mind that this is live and it is on YouTube, but we can, you know, your username is 123 Garble, so it wouldn't come up anyway. But let me know. If not, post your question here. Okay, all right. Let me send you the link. Give me a second. Do you know, it's been a while since I've done this. All right. Okay. All right, Emma, I'm just posting a link at the bottom. Tap that. It'll give you some settings to adjust, so like you could to turn your camera on and off or whatever. And let me just answer this question from James, and I'll be right with you. Okay, James, she told me she wanted to be independent woman, and I told her that sounds like being an adult. Then came to find out she was with the other guy 2 weeks after our little disagreements. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that. That sounds like a monkey branch to me, man. And I'm really sorry. It's just shit. Typically, and this has been my experience, guys, when someone says, Emma, I can see you on the stream. I'll let you in just one moment. Let me just answer this and I'll be right with you. When someone says, when they're breaking up with you, I want to be independent, or I just need to focus on myself, I don't have any hard scientific evidence to back this up, but it's been my experience. It's been my own personal experience, and with my clients as well, that they've got someone else lined up. Now, that's not every case, but it's been about 80% of the cases. And that's monkey branching. If you're not familiar with monkey branching, it's essentially that they're holding on to one branch, they secure the next branch, and then once they've secured the next branch, they let go of you, and they swing to the other one. And that's emotional cheating. Whatever way you peg it, it's emotional cheating. So we all make our own hell. Wish them well with theirs and jog them on. All right. Okay.
Hello.
Emma, how you doing?
Hi, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for
Good.
coming on. I appreciate it. So
I appreciate it.
how can I help you? What do you want to talk about?
Just do you truly believe that you can establish a friendship with a ex that you were friends with before?
Okay, that's a good question. Give me a second. I'm just having a
Yeah, no, that's fine.
all right. Let me get comfortable, Emma. This is this is an interesting one. Okay. So do I think friends is possible? Yes, I do. And
Hmm.
so look, I'm friends with two of my ex-girlfriends, but we're talking like from years and years ago. But
Yeah,
after the breakup, respectively, one where I was dumped and one where I dumped. Yeah, so I was dumped by the first one, and I dumped the second. Well, the second one's complicated, but it was kind of me that sort of called time on it towards the end.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but it took, I think, for both relationship, it took about 2 to 3 years for us to be okay with each other, as in there was no more romantic feelings, there was no more
yeah,
desire to reconcile, and we was okay with the other person potentially dating someone else. And the
okay,
reason we stayed friends is because there was just, look, there was good women, good human beings. We was friends before the relationship, and we were great as friends, but terrible as boyfriend and girlfriend, if that made sense. So
yeah,
after that, that's where we got from. So I think in most cases, like if you're on the sharp end of a breakup, as in you're like still going through it, probably not a good idea, because you've been demoted from the romantic partner down to a friend. And
yeah.
so do you think that could be enough right now, just being a friend?
Um, I it was kind of his idea. When we broke up, he was like, he's a genuine guy, and he was very cut up, and he was like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I really don't want to lose you from my life. He's like, I just know that us as a couple just isn't working. And I think if I look deep down, I know that too.
Mm,
Um, but I'm the same. Like, I wouldn't want to lose him from my life completely.
mm,
So I've kind of like given it a bit of time, and then I tried to speak to him on Monday, and I felt like my reactions to him not being able to talk that moment was still quite emotional.
mm,
So I've sort of decided to take a step back, and I've deleted his number. I've deleted him off WhatsApp. Like, I haven't blocked him because
yeah,
I know no contact is what most people promote, but I do want those lines of communication to be there. If I just do at the moment. Um, but I have realized like the emotions are probably still there. So I'm just going to take a bit of time to myself, and then I just think in the future, if I'm going to leave it to him now, and if he
mm,
wants to reach out in the future to actually establish this friendship and what that might look like,
yeah.
I think I'm just going to do it like that.
Yeah, I think that's a wise course of action.
Yeah,
Because sorry, Emma, give me 1 second. Carrie, I will when me and Emma have finished that conversation, I'll have you on next, Carrie. Okay, so just bear me 1 second, a few minutes, and I'll get you on. Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
I won't be long.
no.
To the next guy.
No rush, Emma. Like, it's one at a time, and you've got my undivided attention. Okay, so unless I see something shiny, then I will chase it around the room. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Um, so yeah, how do right now? So because I know you're in my Facebook group. Your breakup's pretty fresh, isn't it? It's not too.
It's coming up to sort of 4 months.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess in the scheme of things, it probably is quite fresh still.
yeah. That's yeah. That is pretty damn raw at 4 months, and I think I don't know if you've noticed in the group as well, in the Facebook group, when a lot of people say, "Oh, I should," it's been 3 months, it's been 6 months, and I'm sitting there thinking, it's like, guys, it's only been 4 months.
Yeah.
It's no time. It's no time at all. It's I think we put this undue pressure on ourselves to be.
You get a lot of outside pressure as well. Like, I get a lot of people like, why didn't you get back on dating apps? Why didn't you? And I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, well, you're not me.
Yeah.
Okay, that might work for you, but it's not going to work for me. Maybe like no one can, and that does frustrate me when people say that, because it's like,
Mm,
well, you're comparing your previous relation to my previous relationship.
yeah,
It's not the same, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you do you, my friend. You take as long as you need to take. If you don't mind me asking, and if you don't mind
Yeah,
sharing,
no,
what
of
happened?
course.
Why did the breakup happen?
So like I'm 34 and he's
Hmm.
45, so there's a bit of a difference in age. And he's already got two kids that are older.
Right.
I don't have kids, and he said he didn't. He said he didn't. He initially said he wouldn't mind one more, but then after a while, he sort of said, "Oh, I've, quite early into the relationship, he said, "Oh, I don't want more children," and
Yeah.
I sort of had to think about that decision. But I was like, "No, okay, do you know what? I want to be with you. I'm happy to not have children." But I think deep down that always niggled at me.
Mm.
Um, so our relationship, we were like the best of friends, and we had so many good times, but we could be quite toxic. Like I feel I was quite control. Well, I tried to like micromanage him at times, I think, and I
Mm.
think on reflection of that, that was due to probably I didn't feel like all my needs were being met because he could do wrong. He wasn't always there when I needed him, but also I think there was that kind of thought about kids quite deep down. So I
Yeah.
think it probably meant I couldn't control my emotions as well.
Mm.
So like we'd have like arguments, and this is what I don't agree with. We'd have arguments and he would ignore me. So he'd sort of stonewall me.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Like the one time we had an argument and he blocked me for 4 days and didn't speak to me, and that
Blocked you for
just
4 days.
yeah,
That's
I know.
that's incredibly immature.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I think we were both, he's quite avoidant, I'm quite anxious, and I think we were quite toxic to
Makes
one another at times. And I think in the end he just pulled the trigger and just said like, we just cannot go on like this. Like it's not fair to either of us.
mm.
Um, and I
Yeah.
didn't beg or anything. I said to him, I did offer relationship counseling and say, look, we're great, except our conflict resolution is terrible.
Mm.
And, let's look at counseling, how we can deal with that. And he was just like, because he's so avoidant, he was like, no, I can't
Yeah.
do that. And I think it's because he doesn't want to deal with his own issues. So yeah, he called time on the relationship, but it's given me space to realize more and more like how he didn't meet the needs, some of my basic needs, and the kids thing. It's just given me a bit of space to think like that. So I do
Mm.
think it's the right decision, and I wouldn't go back.
Yeah.
Like even if it came to me now saying like I've made all these changes, I wouldn't go back.
Yeah.
Um, but I do care about the guy, and I know he cares about me, and that's why I'd like us to eventually be friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. It does. I mean,
There's a lot more to it, but obviously we're
yeah, of
not going to
course.
go.
Of course, there always is. There's always those little intricacies that only you and him would know about and feel. You know, it's one thing trying to explain it to someone else, but you was in it, feeling it. You know, and that's always going to
Yeah,
be something else. But yeah, look, I think that there's different levels of toxicity, and I don't think what you're describing. I wouldn't even describe that based on what you told me as toxic per se.
yeah,
Um, Unhealthy, yeah, in
yeah,
some aspects. Resolution is so important because yeah, obviously, look, we're not given a manual of how to do that, and we kind of have to learn it as we go. But the crazy thing is, we're learning when we're in the fight. And
yeah. Uh,
it's like a boxer stepping in a ring, learning how to fight in his first professional fight. No, you learn in the gym. You learn
yeah,
outside of it by sparring and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
And that's the crazy thing. And unfortunately, it can go like that. But with anxious and avoidance, they attract each other like magnets. And I used to be incredibly anxious, so I'd always be attracted to incredibly avoidant women.
yeah,
And that only ever ended one way. It never ended. It was always at a breakup, and it was either it'd go one of two ways. It would the relationship would be going okay, and the avoidant would freak out because the intimacy was getting to a point where it was threatening their trauma or triggering their trauma,
hmm,
or it get to the point where my anxiousness used to get so high I'd push them away, you know.
yeah, definitely.
And yeah, but the only the only way I found of stopping that, of going through that cycle of attracting and being attracted to avoidant women, it was therapy now. And it's only been, like, I'm 40 now, I literally turned 40 this year, and it's only now
Yeah,
that that with my girlfriend, she's the first one I've dated and with that that hasn't needed rescuing, and that's weird for me.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you don't need rescuing. This is weird. So this is what healthy looks like, and compared to that anxious avoidant dynamic, it's a little bit
Mhm.
boring. I don't mean my girlfriend's boring. It's just
Yeah.
we mistake anxiousness for love,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that can make the breakup process even harder as well, because you're used to that anxiousness. You're used to being, okay, well, this must mean it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
you think
yeah, yeah, definitely.
that?
Yeah, I agree because this is my third breakup. So I was with someone for about 6 years, and then I was with someone for a year and a half who was incredibly narcissistic and horrible. And
Wow.
then I got my last ex pretty quickly. Well, within like 4 months. And I
Mm,
just think I'm realizing like I'm having therapy and stuff. I'm realizing I need to use this time to realize like what a calm love looks like.
yeah.
Like you don't have to have that kind of push pull
No,
thing,
absolutely.
and about being a more independent person, because when I'm in a relationship, like as an anxious person, my whole life, my mood, everything revolves around that person.
Yeah, I've been there, my friend, and
So
it's a dark place to be,
it
because
is.
when when you're when you base everything around that person,
Yeah,
when all of a sudden not available because I don't know they're with friends of work or whatever, then you all of a sudden find yourself in on like a Saturday night, which is fine. You're meant to have time away from each other, but your brain's doing tricks on you. You think, oh, what
yeah,
they all this shit going on, and
yeah,
it's not a good place to be. Um, so how's therapy going for you?
yeah. It's really good. Like we've talked a lot about like unhealed trauma and a lot about sort of where some of that comes from for me. And we talked about not the relationship I've just had, but the one previously, and how damaging that actually probably was to my self-esteem. So that
Yeah,
in my previous relationship, any sort of argument probably triggered stuff that I've never not
yeah,
actually properly healed from.
mm,
And um so yeah, no, it's been really good, and like there's been a lot of tears and a lot. I always feel a lot lighter when I come out of it.
yeah,
But I definitely plan to keep going with that and not date for some time, because and
yeah,
I think, sorry to go on, but I think like with my 6 year relationship, we had a mortgage together, we were planning kids, we were planning marriage, and he just one day just said, I don't want to be with you anymore. And
wow,
that's really, really traumatic. And I was single for about a year and a half. And although I didn't have no feeling left for that man at all, I think that pain also never goes. So I don't think I've ever really sat with my feelings and dealt with them.
yeah. Well, the good thing here, Emma, is that you're aware of it. That's honestly
Yeah,
about 80% of the battle. Is
yeah,
just, okay, this is what I need to improve on, and that's okay. We've all got shit we need to improve on. Trust me, I'm still working on some shit.
yeah,
It never ends, and I don't think we ever fully get over something. We more like we learn to adapt to the loss, if that makes sense. I wouldn't
yeah,
call that, oh, I'm over it. No, do I still think about some crap that happened to me in the past? Yeah, sometimes, and it can
yeah.
come out in ways. But I think, look, by the sounds of it, I know you're having your ups and downs, but by the sounds of it, I think overall you're doing pretty damn good. So I want you to be proud of yourself and
Thank you. Yeah,
give
I
yourself
I
that.
am,
Yeah,
because in the past I've used like alcohol to mask it, and
mm,
it's just,
yeah,
and the time I've tried to ignore that, and I've tried to like journal and have therapy and properly go through it. So I am, and I haven't begged, so I haven't,
yeah,
obsessively called him. So I am really proud of myself. I just hope that at some point me and him can have some sort of friendship,
yeah. So
you know.
what would be your ideal sort of time frame for that friendship?
I want to have it now really, but I know that that's not, I know from the other day the way I reacted is not
Int-
yet. So I don't
So
know, within the next like year I'd like to.
okay, so I think a better question would be is what is for right now where you are? Okay, what is
Yeah,
the intention behind wanting that friendship? Because
I miss I miss him.
yeah, and that's it, and that's okay. That
Yeah,
that that's okay to say I miss this person. I still love
yeah,
this some capacity. That's okay,
yeah,
but it's kind of like, look, I love eating chocolate, and I could easily every day eat my body weight in chocolate.
Couldn't
But
we all?
yeah, exactly. But I can't sit here and do that because it's very unhealthy for me.
Yeah.
So I know I
Yeah.
have to be in the gym, I have to eat right, and I have to, do all that kind of thing. So it's a case of what's the intent? What is the intent behind it? Now, if I meet, if I'm, I mean, I used to have a problem with sort of like a starve bin cycle kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's one of the reasons why I started studying. I started studying nutrition and got my qualifications in that because
Oh, don't, 'cause I'll start asking you all about nutrition in a minute. We'll go off on a tangent.
yeah, I mean, yeah, anytime I could talk about nutrition all day long, but it's I was going through like those kind of starved bin cycles, but it's because up here was like, there's something wrong up here. It wasn't anything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to ask yourself, okay, I miss this person, but if I had this person in my life right now, are they a net gain to my progress, or are they a net negative to my progress? So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
right now it would be a net negative right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
so it's a case of like, okay, look, I've got to do the emotional repetitions. I've got to eat the healthier emotional foods, for lack of a better term, and
Yeah.
and I've just got my reps in. But look, you're doing fine. The great thing is that you're trying to work on your anxiety. So
Yeah.
if you can solve that, then what's going to happen? You'll actually become less attracted to avoidant people because the reason anxious people are attracted to avoidance is because we see something. Oh, look, that's something we can fix. I can save that person. I can change that person. And what we're really doing is we're projecting and we're avoiding fixing ourselves because that's really
Mhm.
hard, painful.
Mhm.
So, to soothe that pain, we find projects to fix. And then,
Mhm.
because as anxious people, and I'm speaking from a former anxious as well, because we
Yeah.
have quite low self esteem, you
Yeah.
know, we try to say, well, I can't bring anything to this relationship. So if I fix stuff, then I can bring value to the relationship. But that's
Yeah.
bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bullshit. You're bringing plenty to the relationship. That person wants to be there with you. Okay. So it's just okay, right?
Yeah.
They've chosen me.
Believe in
Okay.
that.
I'm doing fine. I don't need to fix that person. I need to fix me. And
Mhm.
to be honest, that's quite boring. I used to enjoy fixing women. And
Mhm.
that's a fucked up thing to say.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I
No. I get it. I
get ex-
completely get it.
yeah, used to get excited by it, used to get off on it, whatever you want to call it. Nick swoops in and saves the day, and
Yeah.
yeah, and then they leave. So it's never a good thing. But yeah, I can totally empathize from that side of it. It's really tough. But Emma, look, you're doing great. You're doing really,
Thank
really well.
you so
So
much. Can I
yeah,
ask you one last question before we end
yeah,
the
go of course
conversation
you can.
really quick?
Go for
Sorry. The other thing that worries me is if he meets someone new, which I think I would learn to be okay with, but if he meets someone new before we've established any kind of friendship,
it.
um, because I know some women would not be happy with that. Um, does that make sense? Like if he met somebody and then in a year's time I was like, oh, do you want to catch up as friends? He might have a partner that says like, I don't want you meeting your ex.
Okay.
But
All
I'm
right.
hoping by that point I'll be kind of healed enough and okay
Mm,
enough that if that's the case, that's the case.
okay. Yeah, I see where you come from, and it's a tough one because, right now, look, I'm okay with, um, let's say, friends that are of the opposite sex. I'm okay. That
Y-
doesn't bother me. I look, I've got
Yeah,
female. My girlfriend's got male friends. I don't give a shit. She had those male friends before we got together. It's none of my fucking business. And if there's
yeah,
something happened, it would have happened already. So
yeah, yeah,
give a shit about that. But if I'm being honest,
yeah. Just be
like,
honest.
so let's flip it, right?
Yeah,
Let's say you started dating someone new,
yeah,
and stable guy, it's a normal guy, and you said, "Oh, hey, look, I'm really good friends with my last ex," and he says, "Oh, I'm not comfortable with that."
yeah,
How would that make you feel? Or if your new boyfriend,
yeah,
again, this nice and stable guy, was saying to you, "Look, I'm really, really good friends with my ex," how would you feel
yeah,
about it?
yeah. I'm not comfortable, but I want to be at a place where I am comfortable because I want to be in a place that's secure and trusting.
Yeah, exactly. So that's fine. You can do that for you. That's 1000% absolutely fine. And I think you should be doing that. But
Yeah,
whether he meets a woman that is comfortable and confident in her own self-esteem, that's beyond your control.
yeah,
And
I know.
there is nothing you can do about that. All you can do is fight just take care of your little corner.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
whatever happens. And
Yeah.
look, like I said, I've had more than my fair share of girlfriends and flings and stuff like that. I've remained friends with 2 of them.
Okay.
And I'm talking, I'm in double digits. Yeah, I'm not proud. I'm not proud of that number. I was a bit of a slut back in the day, you know.
So was I. Don't worry.
Yeah. And look, we've all
We've
got
all done it.
yeah, but look, out of all those women, I'm friends with 2 of them, and like
Yeah.
to be honest, I haven't seen either of them for quite some time now because we're all off doing other things. But for me, like it depends where that friendship is, because like for me, that friendship is look. It's okay if we meet up like once or twice a year, grab lunch, and it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you in 6 months. It's
Yeah.
that if it was like if I was like meeting that person every week or once a month or every other week or something, yeah,
Yeah. It's a
I
bit different.
I wouldn't blame my girlfriend for being uncomfortable with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
So
it's what sort of friendship you're looking at. I
yeah,
guess.
I think there's levels to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
Thank you
okay.
so much
All
for
right,
the
Emma,
chat.
you're very welcome. Thank you for coming on and sharing. I appreciate you being vulnerable.
No, I
And
really appreciate your advice.
no worries. It's my pleasure. I'll see you in the Facebook group. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
definitely. Take
All right.
care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Yep. All right. So Carrie, you wanted to come on. Let me get you the link. All right. All right, Carrie, I'm posting the link at the bottom. Just click that when you're ready, and I'm just while you're doing that, I'm going to answer a few questions. Okay, sure. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Just want to say, Nick, I've read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck and Everything Is Fucked by Mark Manson. It was life-changing. Your book taught me a lot in life, not just in breakups. Thanks. Oh, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, Subtle Art is really good. Everything Fucked is that's a deep book. I don't think it's as good as The Subtle Art, but it's a decent book. And yeah, thank you for picking up my book. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you so much. Okay, Dorcas. My ex was hanging out with his high school best friend right after our breakup. They hadn't been in contact most of our little over 2 year relationship. Now they're together not long after our breakup. Does that relationship with since there is already a bond? I think. Let me just see if you've written anything else. Oh, last. Okay, does that relationship last? Okay, you can call me D. Okay, D. Thank you. Does that relationship last? High school, probably not. I don't think. I don't think many high school relationships last. Um, oh, high school best friend. Oh, sorry. So it's after high school. Okay. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say so. It depends. I mean, look, it's yes and no. The fact is, I typically find when people rebound, the success rate is incredibly low. I don't find that it's got a high success rate. When people don't know how to be by themselves and then they audition someone to be with them and to take their pain away, then probably not. But here's the thing, D. And we all do this, and I've been guilty of this, is that we spend way too much time trying to figure out someone else or another couple rather than trying to figure ourselves out. And that comes from a place of insecurity. And again, guilt is charged. I've been there. And if we spent more time focusing on understanding how we feel the way we feel and why we're hyper focused on something rather than ourselves, and sometimes it takes a little bit of therapy, sometimes it takes a little bit of coaching or whatever it might be, just reading the right book, then your viewpoint on the situation, your viewpoint on the world changes. The feeling behind it might not change, but how you handle it, the decisions you make on how to deal with it will. So you feel how you feel. It's not about denying the feeling. You can feel however you want about this new relationship that your ex-boyfriend has. But how you respond to it, that's the key. Okay, that is the key. So I hope that helps. Okay, Masoom. It's been months of my breakup. I don't know what's happening. I'm just not being able to let go. I logically don't want to continue with her. It's just I'm not able to let go of that chemistry that happened. Okay. I hope that someday I will be better. I want to be a secure person. I just don't want to know whether she was an avoidant, narcissistic, whatever. I just want to be more secured. How do I do that? Well, I think the first thing you need to do, buddy, is understand that chemistry is not compatibility. These are two very different things, and people mix them up all the time. Now, when people say, "Oh, we had amazing chemistry," 9 times out of 10, what you had is amazing combined trauma. That is what you had most of the time. Okay, it's not compatibility. A lot when people say to me, and I see it, I get it all the time. First date, oh Nick, we just clicked. We had this amazing connection. Which is it's like we were just in each other. I'm like, okay, this was a stranger 3 hours ago. How can you be connected on any kind of meaningful level? It's impossible. Intimacy and true compatibility and real tangible love is built over time. It is built over having hard conversations. It is built by being vulnerable. You can't do that on the initial connection. It's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. So to become a more secure person, you can start by there. Okay, I'm not going to date for chemistry. Chemistry is important. I'm not saying it's not. It is important, but compatibility has to be a bigger part of the plan. So if we start dating for compatibility over chemistry, then you've got a better shout. Now, when it comes to being a more secure person, now without having a, to be honest, dude, or madam, I don't know if you're a man or woman. I do forgive me. Um, Look, for me to really analyze that, and I'm not trying to plug my services, it takes a one-to-one coaching session, and this is why I do the one-to-one coaching session, so I can bespoke the advice for people. And look, sometimes it's 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions until we get to the bottom of it. So I don't know. It could be something as simple as, okay, maybe you just need to get in the gym, or it's something a lot deeper, analyzing childhood trauma. I don't know. So yeah, but look, you can start with writing down what makes you feel insecure in a relationship, what makes you give you what gives you that horrible anxiety, and then start asking why. Okay, when in my life did I last feel like this? Was it because I was bullied in school? Was it because my first girlfriend cheated on me? Or was it because this was the relationship my mum and dad had and I'm repeating that? Or was it because I didn't get my needs met as a kid? And go from there. So you have to ask why and keep digging. Okay, the amazing bros. Great to see you. Hey man, how you doing? Hope you're well. Uh, yes, you can. Click the link. Click the link. It's just one above your comment. Click the link and go from there. And yeah, we'll have a chat. Guys, any more questions? Ask your questions, guys. So, invite. All right. The amazing bro. I've posted the link again. Okay, thank you so much for it. You're welcome, Emma. Anytime, anytime. Okay, let's bring him on. Hello.
Hey Nick, what's up? What's good?
Hello. Who's this?
This is the Amazing Bros. My name is Ryan, actually.
So your name is
Ryan.
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 How you doing, Ryan? Have we spoken before?
Yes, I've commented on one of your videos, and
Okay, but we've not spoken. We've not spoken verbally, no.
yes, that is correct.
Okay, all right, man. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming on. What can I do for you? How can I help?
Well, Nick, I've been dealing with strong grief because of my girlfriend of 2 years leaving me. Um, my girlfriend of 2 years has left me
Buddy, can you
last
just
month.
can you just put a bit more distance between you and your microphones? It's like there's a lot of interference, or is it windy there?
Oh, is this better?
Oh, much better. Yes.
Okay. Um, okay, I was saying before that my girlfriend of 2 years recently left me. So we've known each other for 3 years, but this last few months has been very difficult for us because um, since I've mentioned in my last comment that I was about to graduate, so I was starting to focus more on building my career. So these last few months, me and my girlfriend really had a rough patch, our ex-girlfriend, and this has led her to breaking up with me, saying that we are incompatible, or we have been very incompatible for a while now because I couldn't pay attention to her talking, or or a lot of the times I couldn't focus on giving her attention, or sometimes I couldn't have the energy to at least engage in a meaningful conversation with her. But then 2 months ago, I discovered, because I snooped in her phone. I know it's not a good thing, but um, she started falling in love with someone else. But there has been no physical intimacy, but she she has fantasized a relationship with a new guy. So I think she broke up with me because I couldn't give her the emotional needs that she wanted, and she craved that connection, and this has led her to, you know,
So, buddy,
talk
your
to.
microphone
Okay,
seems to be too close again, buddy.
okay, is this better?
Yeah.
Okay, and I was saying that she was craving emotional connection with someone else, and I did not know about everything because she did not tell me about this until the day of the breakup. And now she's now dating with someone else now, few days post breakup, because she mainly said that she likes that they can understand each other. That's it so far. But I initiated no contact because it has been very difficult for me mentally. Although she initiated that she wanted to be friends. I've watched her videos before, and I told her that I don't like to be friends because I only view a romantic connection with her. So I'm not sure if this was a good idea overall that I cut all connections with her. But we do still have contact with each other because we didn't really block each other.
Mm. Okay, man.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Look, breakups are never fun. Then not, it doesn't matter what side of that fence you're on. It doesn't matter if you're the dumper or the dumpy. They suck. And I think your assessment is pretty accurate. I think, yeah, not being able to meet the emotional need, that's definitely more important for a woman than it is a man. And if, typically speaking, if women don't feel emotionally safe, then they typically check out, and they will not all, I'm not saying they'll cheat, but they will, to go back to the comment where she said, "Oh, they, me and this new guy get each other." What she means is that right now, at this particular point in time, he's been listening to her and having that conversation that she's been craving with you. Now, whether that continues or not is a different thing, because everyone, let's be honest, everyone's amazing in relationships for the first 3 to 6 months. Everyone can do that. That's no problem. That's when it's easy. When it really gets hard is what you were talking about. When you're busy and you're tired, can you still maintain that type of relationship? Can you still sit down and have a chat? Okay, do you mind if I ask what's your age? How old you are?
I'm currently 22 and she is currently 21.
21. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's obviously pretty young. Um, Look, I think you're doing the right thing by maintaining no contact, and it's not about, like, if you've watched enough of the content, it's not even about getting her back. It's so you can heal. It's to get you back. And look, it would be. She says she wants to be friends, and typically speaking, okay, look, maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe her intentions were good behind that. But typically speaking, when people say right after a breakup, let's just be friends, it's kind of like, one, it's a lowball offer. I think a lot of people say that, oh, can we be friends? Not in all cases, but I think they say, can we be friends? Because it's like, well, I feel bad for dumping you. I feel so I'm going to offer you this little scrap of, hope or whatever it might be. And sometimes they can use you to get over you. But if there's another guy on the scene, then absolutely not. You're if you remain friends, then it's kind of like you then become the little puppy dog begging for a seat at the table, but in reality, you're getting scraps from the table. So I think you've done the right thing there. And because could you want to see just be friends right now, given how bad you feel?
Actually, I couldn't because after the breakup and she started immediately dating, and I tried to fight for us for another 2 months before she dumped me for a second time
Yeah. And
because she couldn't see it working out.
yeah, and that's brutal. Like getting dumped for the second time, I think that's even worse than the first time sometimes. Yeah. So I mean, so what are you struggling with the most at the moment?
Right now, I'm struggling with financial issues because my parents couldn't really provide for me that much. So I was looking for work to at least have an income that I could spend for my own personal needs and as well as for our dates.
Mm. Yeah, I hear you, man. And look, I've been in your position, and look, when I was your age, I was studying. I had two jobs at the time, and I was exhausted. I was absolutely exhausted because like you're studying and working every hour there is. So I totally get it. But look, it's not. It doesn't come down. It's nothing to do with money. It's nothing to do with money to pay for dates. Okay, it's irrelevant. Yeah. What's more relevant is that you're passionate about something, you're trying to improve, you're studying to get better. So maybe you've got you've got a passion for the future and a career for the future. But what's more important above all of that is the very thing that she told you is, hey, look, I want your attention, I want your time, I want you to listen to me, I want to have a conversation with you. And that's really hard to get right because look, I've made the same mistake as you many, many times in my life. And if there's one thing I do now, it doesn't matter how exhausted I am. Now, look, let me tell you something. I work some stupid hours and I choose to. So I have my day job. I'm a senior manager in the company that I work for. And then I do YouTube content most days of the week. So this is my day during the week. I typically wake up at 5 a.m., eat at the gym. I come home, I shower, I head into work. I get into work for 9 a.m. I finish around 5-ish. I come home. I have about an hour to myself so I can eat, and then I start coaching clients or I'm writing YouTube content. Yeah. So my day can go from 5 a.m. to all the way up to like 11, 12 at night, and it could be exhausting. Now, again, I choose to do it. It's nothing like that. But I'm also in a relationship. I also have friends. I also have parents that I take care of, and all that kind of thing. I have to make time for all that. So it's very, very important. And yesterday was a good example. So typically now what I do, I block out Wednesday evenings, so I can spend time with my girlfriend, and then we spend time on the weekend. I came home yesterday and I was absolutely, completely exhausted. Okay. And then, so I come in, I quickly ate, I got changed, and I got into my car and I drive to my girlfriend's. Now, my girlfriend only lives about 30 minutes away, but with traffic, rush hour traffic can take about an hour sometimes. And every fiber in me just wanted to come home, sit down and do nothing. But if I do that, then if I do one time, maybe a couple of times, it isn't really going to matter too much. But if I keep saying to my girlfriend, oh, I'm too tired, guess what's going to happen? She's going to feel emotionally disconnected. And when she starts feeling emotionally disconnected, she won't feel emotionally safe. She doesn't feel emotionally safe. She won't feel anything from me anymore. And that's when they leave. So the lesson here, Ryan, is even when you're tired and when you're exhausted, is to sit down and say, no, look, even though it's like 11 p.m. at night, I'm going to sit down and me and you are going to catch up for an hour and we're going to check in with each other. That's the important thing. It's not about money for dates, my friend. Yeah. So it's okay. Maybe you didn't know, and maybe you just didn't have the tools. I certainly didn't at your age. I didn't know any of this, but you'll know for next time. So when you do start dating again, be it with maybe you reconcile, maybe you don't, or with a new girl, this is going to be the best lesson you've ever learned, because the next girl, even if it's your ex-girlfriend, she's the next girl, or someone totally different, they're going to get a better version of you. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
I I think it's better to at least have a schedule for your partner because as I've said, we're both in college and we're graduating soon, so me and her are really busy at the moment. But as
Yeah.
much as possible, I try to check up on her. But
Microphone.
is this better?
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
Okay. As I was saying that, as much as possible, I try to check up on her on how she is every day. But
Why?
um, I do I I do daily check-ins, but
But
it's
why?
not. I just want to ask if how she is or how she's doing such things as that.
Again, but why?
Um, I just want to at least connect with her each day to at least check up on how she is and try to allocate time for her. But there are times that um there are times that I couldn't be there for her since if I'm tired and she wanted to talk about things and I didn't have the energy and
Mm.
I th- I think she gets mad when I couldn't give as much energy as she wanted on certain days, but there are days that I try to um connect with her each as much as possible, try to be there for her emotionally.
Right, so you're still trying to be there emotionally for her, even though you're the ex-boyfriend.
No, this was during the relationship. I meant like
Oh, sorry.
okay.
Oh, so the reason I was asking why, because I thought you were still doing
Oh,
that.
okay. I
My,
did
my
try.
apologies. My
Okay,
apologies.
okay. I just wanted to clear that out, but
Yeah.
she
I-
felt that there are times that I did not have any sense to talk to because when I get tired, I kind of say words in a gibberish fashion. So she gets annoyed when that happens.
yeah.
But what happened after the breakup? I did apologize to her about how I handled everything and acknowledge everything that she wanted. Um, everything I acknowledged everything that made her feel hurt, and I apologized for her for that. And I said to her that if she changed her mind in the future and she's still interested, maybe we can try to reconcile what we had again. But
Yeah.
that's she just acknowledged it.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's about the best you can do right now, my friend. I know it's hard. I know it's really, really tough. But look, she's made that decision, and yeah, I think I wish I had better news for you, man. But like typically speaking, when this kind of thing happens, it could have been, it's easy for us to sit here and analyze it now because we've got the information saying, well, okay, if you'd have done this and if you'd have done that, this wouldn't have happened. But you don't know that at the time, you know. But look, making sure that even if you're speaking gibberish, even though like your brain's completely gone. Yeah. Now, again, a good example. I went to my girlfriend's last night. I had no brain power. Do you know what we did? We sat down, we ate cookies, and we watched a bit of Netflix. She didn't. She knew how exhausted I was, but she was just grateful that I turned up. Yeah.
I understand.
That's the effort. Even though I was like, honestly, I was a jellyfish last night. My brain, and actually, it's about to get there now. You can probably see in my eyes. Yeah, it's getting quite late. It's getting quite late here now. So. And I've been up since like when I got up at 6 a.m. this morning. So and it's gone 9 p.m. here. So it's been a long day. But just turning up, even though you just say, hey, if you haven't got the capacity to speak, then just listen. Hey, how was your day? And that's it. Shut up. Just listen.
Uh huh.
That's all you have to do, man. 9 times out of 10, that works. And you know, if they're having a bad day, then you say, "Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's shit. I would have been frustrated as well. I'd have been angry. I'd have been really pissed off if that happened to me." And that's all you have to do, man. It's different. It's different for men and women. Women, like I said, they need that. For women to have a connection with you, for women to have that love for you, they need to feel emotionally safe, and you do that by one listening, yeah, not trying to fix them, and being in that leadership role. So that's where it comes from, man. But look, right now, focus on you. Look, focus on your studies. Look, get some exercise if you can. Journal. Just be with friends, be with family, and it's gonna hurt. It is gonna hurt, and that's okay. Let it hurt when it needs to hurt. But if I was you, yeah, I'm assuming you're not looking on any social media or anything like that, no?
I currently deactivated my social medias
All right,
and
good man.
try to not
When
open it.
when did the breakup happen?
It happened a month ago.
A month. Okay, yes, that's
The
still gonna.
second time.
Yeah, okay, that's gonna be very, very raw right now. You're going through like withdrawal symptoms at the moment, and that's gonna suck. So, look, man. But how much left you got at school? When do you graduate?
I still have 6 months.
Okay,
Six
man.
months left.
Look, so use this 6 months to try and become a better version of yourself. So you've got 6 months to get the best grade you can, to enjoy the last part of school. Get yourself in shape if you need to get in shape, make new friends, do new hobbies, all that kind of thing. A breakup can be a beautiful thing if we let it be. It can be the best opportunity. And that's why I wrote my book. That's why I wrote my book, Breaking Up With Your Breakup. It's all about breaking up with the breakup, because we form a relationship with the breakup. It becomes all we can think about, and we hyper focus on it, and it stops our growth. So that's what my book's about, is breaking up from that process. And that's why I've called it a counterintuitive remedy for heartbreak, because it's like, all right, look, I feel shit about this. I feel heartbroken. I can't really do anything about that. I just feel that way, but I can choose to respond in a different way. And that's what the book's about. It's responding to how you feel in a better way, really. So that's what I would suggest you do right now, is just, learn that mistake. And who knows, look, you might meet someone in 6 months who is 1,000 times better than your ex, and they're going to get the better version of you because you learned this lesson. Your ex taught you this lesson. Okay, this is what you need to do for a woman. You need to listen and turn up. And if that's one thing I've done, look, I've had many relationships, many relationships. And the one thing that I'm doing in this relationship, and hopefully this is my forever relationship. And look, we're in the process of buying a house together. I'm about to sell this place, so we're in the process of buying a house together. And the best thing I can do for my girlfriend is just to show up. Yeah, it doesn't matter how tired I am, just show up. Even if I show up and fall asleep, she ain't gonna care. She just cares that I showed up and I'm there to hug her, and then she'll fall asleep with me. She did, and look, she's never concerned about. She's always said, "Look, I don't want your money. I don't want any of that." Like she's got a great career herself. She just graduated. She just finished her master's degree in neuroscience, so she's got a wonderful career. She has her own money. She doesn't need me to fund her, and I don't need her to fund me. What she wants from my time and effort. She wants me to listen. She wants me to show up. That's it. That's the code. That's the cheat. That's the guide. Show up and listen. That's it, man. That's all you need to do. In the meantime, focus on you. Yeah, go on. Tell me.
I was gonna say, thank you, Nick, for this wonderful advice. I'll try to work on myself and not try to um just do every advice from your content.
Okay. Are you keeping the journal?
I haven't journaled so far, but I have tried meditating.
Okay, keep a journal, man. Like every morning, make it a routine. Now, like, I don't care where that routine is, but like my routine used to be, I'd wake up, hit the gym, come home, cold shower, and this was just me. I'm not saying you should do this. This was just me. Yeah, I'd
Okay.
take a cold shower, I would meditate, and then I would journal. And journal. My therapist got me to journal, and I thought it was I just thought it was a load of like hocus pocus. But there's something about either writing your feelings down on what you're thinking, but typically what I'll do, I'd speak into my phone, I'd just record it on my phone and listen to it back. And I don't know what it does, but it releases that energy. It releases that explosion inside you, and it just makes you feel better. And look, you can then look back on your journals in 6 months, 12 months. Wow, look where I was. I was such a different person now. Look what I've become. I've become this wonderful improvement, this upgraded version of myself. And I promise you, man, like you get that sorted, better women will come to you because they're getting a better version of you. So this is the opportunity to work on the things that you got wrong, man. And look, you're only 22. Give yourself a break. Yeah, be kind to yourself. It's a bit different. It's a bit different conversation if you was 42. Then I'd be like, okay, why are you acting like a 22-year-old? That's a different conversation. Yeah, but you're 22. You're allowed to make these mistakes. Yeah, you're allowed to mess up. And trust me, I didn't get it right at 22. Yeah, I didn't even get it right at 32. So it's okay, man. You're gonna be fine. All right, buddy. Look,
Okay.
where are you from, by the way? What country are you in?
Thank you, Nick. I'm from the Philippines.
Oh,
Philippines.
my girlfriend's from the Philippines.
Oh, that's nice. At least
Yeah,
does she speak Filipino in there or?
yeah. I don't know. I only know the bad words at the moment. I don't know too. And there's lots of different dialects in the Philippines as well, isn't there? So like my
That's
girlfriend,
true.
she comes from Cebu. That's where she comes from.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know what dialect that she speaks, but I don't think it's.
I
No,
think
it's not.
it's called Cebuano. Yes, it's
Yeah,
called
that's it.
Cebuano.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah. All right, buddy. Look, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and yeah, thank you so much. And look, if you need additional help, look, the channel's here. My Facebook group is there. If you want to jump into the Facebook group, then just type in the Love Fix on Facebook, and it'll come up. Or my book, or whatever, man. Yeah, you can go from there. But look, I promise you're gonna be fine.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay,
Thank you
you're
for
welcome,
the
man.
wonderful
You're
advice.
welcome, man. Have a great day, and I'll speak. And
Okay.
good luck with your studies. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. Thank you, Ryan. All right, guys, going to answer a few more questions. If you've got any questions, guys, get them in. So I'm going to wrap this up very soon. I need to get some beauty sleep. Well, that beauty sleep left me a long time ago. Okay. Where are we? Okay, right. So, Masoom, I'm a man, I'm a student, and I want to ask you, is it okay to feel a little weird of having a weird feeling that my girl has a male best friend and set up a boundary, or am I too insecure for it? Well, look, if they've got a male best friend and that best friend was there before you came along, then you're just going to have to be okay with it. No one has the right to tell someone who they can and cannot be friends with. Look, I think if Look, it depends, man. I mean, look, if they were messing around, if they was having sex or something, and they say, "Oh yeah, we're best friends," then all right, okay, that probably would be a little bit weird. But yeah, look, it depends, man. Look, I've got female friends that I've been friends with for over 20 years. It doesn't. There's nothing there. My girlfriend knows. I've told her, like, hey, look, this is my life. Take it or leave it. It's not my problem. And look, she's got a ton of male friends as well. And the fact is, one of her best friends is a guy that she went to school with, and it's none of my business. It's none of my business. The way I look at it is this: if someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. There isn't a damn thing you can do about it. All you can do is respond to it. You can't stop someone from cheating. If they're going to cheat, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter what you do or say. You can hold boundaries, and a boundary would be this: you cheat, you're done. That's it. I'm walking away. There's no ifs or buts. You can be anything you want to be. You're just not going to be with me, in that context. So yeah, man. Okay, how do I differentiate between disrespect and jokes that I can't handle? There were jokes made about me in my past relationship that made me angry. How do I know whether it was respectful or not? Honestly, man, I don't know. Look, being offended is subjective. It's a personal thing, but no one can offend you. Yeah, that's impossible. Yeah, I can't sit here and offend you. If I do, then you've allowed me to do that. Okay, and that's on you. So, and look, it's easy for me to say because I used to be quite sensitive as well when I was younger, but I've got a really dark sense of humor. And if people say shit about me, 9 times out of 10, I'll just, actually 10 times out of 10, I'll just laugh at them, and 9 times out of 10, I've got a better comeback for them anyway. So it doesn't really bother me. So it's developing that robustness, that resilience of saying, okay, I'm not gonna give you permission. I'm not gonna allow you to offend me. I'm not gonna allow you to affect me. If something is offending you, then that's where you've got to do the work. So if you do get triggered by something, then that's your mind's way of telling you, hey, this is where you need to do the work. This is where you need to focus on. This is where your task lies. This is where it must be. Okay. So, and look, we all get triggered. I still get triggered by some things. And look, people say shit to me every day that might, quote unquote, trigger me, but I choose how I respond to it. And if something does trigger me, then it's okay. That's my mind's way of telling me, okay, this is where you need to put some work in. You have to find out why it's triggering you. So, look, disrespect would be, how would my girlfriend disrespect me? If I say to her, hey, look, there are certain words that I don't like. There are certain swear words that I don't like. I don't want you to say these words in front of me. And she keeps doing it, then that's disrespect. Okay. If I can't handle her sense of humor, that's not her problem. That's my problem. That's just her sense of humor. That's nothing to do with her. That's my problem. So that's the difference. Boundaries is like, look, okay, when you're out in public, I don't want you dressing like a hooker. Yeah, so please dress respectfully. That's a boundary. Now, if for whatever reason, whatever woman, whatever girl disagrees with that, you can't make them do it. You just have to say, okay, we're not compatible. I'm leaving. That's it. You're just not compatible. It's fine. If you want to dress that way, that's fine. I can't do anything about that, but I'm leaving. This isn't for me. Yeah. So you've either got to be more robust or you got to be prepared to walk away. So look, and for me, having a sense of humor is the cornerstone of a relationship, and having that vulnerability and having that trust is a cornerstone. So I hope that helped. All right. James, you know what I find crazy is when I found this girl, she was at her very lowest and I helped her get her shit together. And when I had a little bump in mine, she said, as you said, she monkey branched. Does that mean they leave you how you found them? No, it means, buddy. All right, let me take a drink. No, it means your dating potential. It means you found a project to work on. That's what that meant. And here's the thing, man. So I'll go back to this. Like, this isn't anything to do with her. This is a reflection of you. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, why did you find a woman that needed your help to get her shit together? She should already have her shit together. But if you're helping her getting her shit together, that means you don't have your shit together. You're helping her getting her shit together because you don't know how to get your shit together. How many times have I said shit together? Count up. So that's the thing, man. Look, I used to do this all the time, and yeah, it happened all the time. You get to the point where, you quote unquote fix them, and then all of a sudden, you don't know what to do. It's not so much that you don't bring any value to it. It's like, okay, well, I've fixed everything. I don't know what to do. So basically, what you're saying is that the only value that I knew how to bring to this relationship is to fix you. Now I've done that, I don't know what to do. And that becomes unattractive because you're trying to turn up in a way that's, that's not authentic. Just turn up saying, hey, look, this is me, the good and the bad. I'm going to be vulnerable with you. Take it or leave it. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to fix me. I fix me. I'm not here to fix you. I can be your cheerleader. I can be your biggest support, but I'm not fixing you. That's not my problem. So that's more to do with you than is her, my friend. You chose her at the end of that. And I know this is brutal advice, but we all choose who we lay with. It's our choice. So you have to ask yourself, why am I attracted to women like that? You have to ask yourself that question. And once you've answered that, and it's probably something to do with some kind of trauma from your past, maybe childhood trauma, who knows? I don't know. I haven't spoke to you directly, so I don't know. I'm just guessing here. But once you identify that and you stop going after those kind of women and you start attracting the women that do have their shit together, then things will be different. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not here to fix you. I'm just here on the journey with you. I'm here to enjoy your company, and that's it. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you so much for everybody that joined. Much love. And as I said before, I've kind of had to turn down my activity on YouTube a little bit because I've had to be focused on other things. I'm just trying to be, a better boyfriend, a better friend, a better son. I'm just prioritizing my time in the gym at the moment because I let that slip a little bit. I've had to, I had to spend I'd spent about 12 weeks dropping about 10 pounds because I wasn't staying healthy. Now I've done that, and I'm just working on some muscle gain and some fitness and stuff. And yeah, I'm just working on a few other things. So I'm still going to be putting content out on YouTube, just not as intensive as I was, because it was consuming everything. So I've had to take a step back a little bit. So, and look, me and my girlfriend are trying to buy a house, and it's crazy. But anyway, guys, so look, if you need any additional help, you want a one-to-one coaching session with me, and you want to jump on a Zoom call and we can dig deep, look, go to any video that I've made. There's a link in the description, especially the last 20 videos. There's links there. You just click the link, book your session in. Also, my book, Breaking Up with Your Breakup. If one-to-one coaching isn't the thing, this is the next best thing. Like I said, everything's in here that you need to know. So go to Amazon, type in Breaking Up with Your Breakup. It will come up. And I'm just saying, 5 stars. It's doing pretty well. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great time. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I will see you on the other side. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. I pressed the wrong button.